Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 93 of Putting Out the Garbage. Oh, that is going really loud right now. Okay. Ew, that's a lot. Okay, yeah. Okay, go here. Go here, grab it. Okay. So, yeah. Um, Okay, so I have a few things to discuss. Most of them, of course, relate to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be honest, right now, a lot of my time is like just spent kind of hollowly on just like base amusement. So I'm gonna try to rectify that, and I'm gonna talk about that in a moment after I put out all the trash. Oh shit. Yeah, we then need to take me to a recycling center at some point. Also full. Um. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so I feel like what I really need to do is I need to control my sleep schedule. Because right now, I have been falling asleep at least 2 a.m. every night. So I'm going to do something about that, and I will figure that out. I'm going to explain that in a moment, but yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, this one. Oh, wait, this one is actually empty. This one is not empty. Okay. Oh, that's hot. Actually hot. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I feel like the first thing I need to do to actually like get myself like back on track towards something is that I need to have a good sleep schedule because obviously if I start out later in the day then I have less time to do anything. So I definitely feel like my sleep schedule is probably the first thing I need on track. So yeah, I'm gonna figure that out because I feel like if I'm able to do it for like at least a couple days in a row, then it will like it will spiral into like a pattern. Hopefully, yeah. Uh, I had this idea of like putting a time limit on my iPad so that like if it hits a certain time I wouldn't be able to use it. The issue with that is that it's obviously going to ask me for a password. And if I know the password then I could obviously turn it off myself. And I don't think I have enough willpower to not enter the password. So I do have one idea. If it works. And this plan only really works if the sleeping app I use did not ask me for the password a second time to confirm it. Because I had this idea. What if, when it asked me for a password for the sleep timer, I could close my eyes and then I could input a bunch of like random numbers and shit. Now you may be asking, well, hey Matthew, what if you actually do need your phone on late at night? What are you gonna do? Well, that's why I could film it. Yeah, I could film myself putting in the password while blindfolded. And yeah, no, I know how dumb that sounds. That's not a serious plan. It's more of an idle thought. Yeah. So that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, after that, I think I should finish that Yato set I did. If you look at my channel, you'll notice that I had a Yato video about the battle bus. And I never finished building the battle bus. But you know what? I need to get it over with. Because if I finish the battle bus, that will mean that I have no more Yato sets. Which means that one, I could get rid of the cardboard box. And that's one yes thing that I have on my list. And maybe I can focus on actual stuff at that point. You know? Serious stuff. That DMV that DMV questionnaire I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of stopped working on it after it started to ask questions about voting. I did not know that the DMV asked you questions about voting. I guess those two are probably related somehow. I didn't really know that, but I should really get back on that. It did ask me for my height and weight. It's been a couple days, so I don't know if I'm gonna have to change those answers or not. Yeah. But yeah, there's that. I really should get back on that horse. It's just, kind of hard. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a bit of a procrastinator, especially if it's something I'm anxious about. Yeah. I'm sure you guys get it. Don't act like you've never been nervous about starting something hard, okay? Yeah, you guys have had the same kind of experiences as that. But yeah. But in other news, I have just finished Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright trilogy. Which means that I am officially done with the first 3 games. And that's good because technically that means that I could go on a hiatus. And I might do that. I don't know. Because here's some news. Sometimes on a Friday night, I kind of almost don't want to do an Ace Attorney video in the morning of Saturday. I don't feel up for it. Or I want to stay up late, which isn't good. But yeah, I do it though because I need to spend my willpower on something right now. Yeah. But I finished it, which means that I could technically take a break next Saturday, which I might do, yeah. But man, I can't believe I did it. First 3 days. Incredibly instant. The video of the Ace Attorney I did this week, it turned out to be 7 hours long. And I know that seems like a lot. It is a lot, actually it is. I'm not gonna lie to you guys that 7 hours isn't a long time. But you guys can just it's the kind of video where you can pick it up and leave it off if you want to. All you really have to do is pick a stopping place, type in where you stopped in the comments below, and then when you want to come back to the video, you just look at the comment you left and you pick it up from there. So obviously nobody I'm not asking for that. I don't expect you to just spend 7 raw hours on my content. Okay, I don't expect that. That would be rather crazy. Okay, but yeah, I feel like it's good to give you like whole parts at a time. Okay, because then you can choose when to stop or not. Yeah. Oh hey, I wonder who those two people are on the horizon. But yeah. Um. But yeah, cars. So the questionnaire I answered for the DMV, it asked me what kind of car do you have, and I was like, I don't have a car. That's why I'm taking this DMV like questionnaire so that I could get like a learner's permit. So yeah, but I basically just answered what was it? I don't remember. I know I picked the one that is like a personal car. I know that. But yeah. Uh, it did ask me what my political party was, and of course I answered that like, I don't have one yet. You know, that kind of thing. Well, you know, sure, that one taking her dog over there. Yeah, I don't really take care of Mayo. Maybe I should talk about that a bit. Huh? Well, maybe I should go the other way. Hey, you want me to what? You want me to go the other way? I'm gonna try it. See how that goes, maybe. Well, actually, no. You go back the normal way. Yeah, I don't want to spend the video thinking about where the hell the next place is. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, lots of cars. But yeah. So anyway, I don't really like spend a lot of time with my dog Mayo. My older brother Nick mostly does it. And the reason for that is that every time I play with my puppy, every time I play with my puppy, I get bored pretty quickly. And I'm not a dig at my dog. No, I'm just I do not have the attention span for a pet who just wants to spend all their time with me. And I kind of why I don't want to have kids. I would not be good at spending time with them because the first couple years are them just wanting to talk to you and for them to play with you, and I do not think I would be good at that based on how I am with just Mayo. I know it's weird to try to attract dogs and kids, but I don't know. I think it just shows that I am not a good caregiver if I cannot spend more than 10 minutes with another being before checking my phone. I feel like if I had a kid, I would just be rocking it back and forth while I was on my phone. I feel like that shows more about how I'm addicted to technology than how I'm a bad caregiver. But I think they both. I don't know. I feel like if phones didn't exist, I would still I would just be doing that with something else. I would be doing books. Yeah, oh, yeah, in another way where phones didn't exist, I would just be reading a book instead of hanging out with my kid. Which is why I don't really want children. I would not be good at that. And then you like have to teach them something, and you have to be okay with like any random thing they do. You just have to like roll with it. I don't think I would be good at that. Oh, and then you have to teach them something. Like, nah. Yeah, I don't think that would be good for me or the child, really. Like, I wouldn't be the worst, but I wouldn't be like top 100, which is actually very easy to share. Which is actually very easy to not be on that list because there are like millions of farmers, but like my point is I would be kind of like I would be mediocre. Yeah, not terrible, but like not the best. Like, I wouldn't say absent, but like I don't know. I just can't imagine like intertwining my life with that of a child because your children aren't really your best friends. You're kind of supposed to be like an authority figure to them, like, but it's full time, and there has to be at least a little bit of an emotional connection there, which I would not be good at. Not be good at creating. But yeah, no. I mean, I don't even know why we're having this discussion when like, that implies that like either I'm adopting or I found somebody to have kids with, and the normal relationships, like romantically, are like probably more difficult because at least the child is almost certainly gonna give you unconditional love for the first couple years. Well, the romantic relationship, you actually have to like put stuff into that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, love is a feeling first, and then it turns into a choice where you have to actively keep maintaining it for it to work. And I think the maintaining part is where the difficulty would like sleep in. Because I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of a loner. Maybe you never got the vibes from the videos, but I mean I wouldn't say like well actually I would say that, yeah. Yeah, I don't really like endeavor to make like friends. Like okay, here's an example of a friendship that just sort of happened. Okay, so I was in high school. I was in high school. And it was economics. Or it was not economics, it was financial algebra. And the teacher had just changed around all the sheets. She did that, right? She would like to move people around the room every couple months. And anyway, I got moved to a table with two other people. One of them was Mateo, and I knew him. And if you watch every video, you probably will know Mateo too. But this other kid, his name was Romeo, okay? And I'm going to talk about him a bit. Um, yeah, I did say, at first, I just like, didn't really want to interact with him. Not for any, like, one reason, like, and not like I didn't like him, I was just kind of like, I didn't have a read on him, so I didn't really want to, like, interact, and I didn't really want to dive into that because I didn't know who he was and stuff like that. I was basically just shy. That's the word I'm looking for. I was shy. So anyway, I basically just let him and Mateo talk to each other. And, I talked a little bit to him too. And then eventually we just talked to each other actually a bit. Like we actually talked to each other a bit, and then we kept going every kind of every time we saw each other, we kind of did that. So yeah, that kind of thing. It was slow. Kind of. I wouldn't say it creeped in, but it kind of did. It's I didn't know when it really started. I think I just grew more comfortable with him, and I felt like that it happened a lot of the time. But we never really I never really tried to meet him outside of class. We always had a foundation of oh, we're both supposed to be here, so we should talk to each other and interact and be friends. And if there was ever a break, we would talk to each other a lot. Actually, a bit that it was distracting, but I never really tried to make it happen more than it normally did. So yeah. But yeah, I talked about a couple things. Some of them were serious, some of them were not serious. But yeah, I think that is okay. So here, okay. Is it closed? I can't tell. Okay, it is. But yeah. I talked about a lot of stuff. Some serious, some not. And I hope to see you guys next week. Bye!